Hey guys, so we're at 9.1, and today with the blend space, what I need you to do is understand why the agricultural revolution happened and how that led to the industrial revolution. That looks like a good essay question. All right. So when we're talking agriculture, we're talking farming revolution, a radical change. Agricultural revolution, a big change in how people were farming. E-I-E-I-O. Here we go. All right. So back in the day, obviously didn't work very well. So what we see are these enclosures. So these rich landowners would buy these enclosures, and what they could do then is allow them to do more scientific, take more risks, do more scientific farming here. And then the poor farmers either had to become tenant farmers, some quit and moved to the cities. So these enclosures, these large areas, big deal. All right. As you can see, it happened all over Europe, but especially in this southern area just north of London. All right, that's what it looks like today. All right, large farms. One of the first scientific farmers was Lord Charles Townshend, and he came up with the idea of crop rotation. There you see a little manual or a little graphic about how crop rotation works. And the idea is you rotate your crops, you rotate your animals, so the land gets treated better. Not only did that improve, here this is really interesting, livestock breeders got smarter. They started taking the biggest sheep to get mutton. They took the biggest boy sheep, the biggest girl sheep. Next thing you know, they're having big baby sheep. And in 86 years, the average weight of some lamb, the average weight of lamb, were from 18 to 50 pounds. And because everybody had food, people started having more babies. Who else helped? This guy's Jethro Tull, who had a machine that planted seeds in the ground, made it hard for animals to get to, and it was a much easier way to plant seeds. Again, we talked about big mama cow, big daddy cow, big baby cow. I like this image here because it shows you how crops are even rotated today in Kansas. Population increases. More food means more people live longer. And if there's enough food, people feel safe. We can bring a baby into this world. Next thing you know, daddies and mommies are having more babies. And as food supplies increased, living conditions improved, England's population boomed, and therefore, once the demand for food and goods and especially clothing increased, farmers lost their land to these large farms, and many became factory workers. So it's a confluence of a bunch of factors at once. The agricultural led to the industrial development by producing more goods with fewer workers. So EIEO, I need less farmers. More farmers can go in the cities. They can still get fed. They can still have babies. And now they can work in factories. And this leads to the Industrial Revolution. Why Britain? They had natural resources. They had coal. They had iron. They had rivers. They had an economy that improved it. And people, because of the agriculture are moving from farms to the cities. So Britain has all needed factors of production. Land. Labor means workers. Capital means the money to build. All right, land, labor, capital. Land, labor, capital. All right, strong economy, large population is labor. Strong economy is capital. Natural resources is what we mean by the land. All right, here's an example of what was going on in England. You can see where wool was being made, where metal's being made, where coal's being produced, and the building of canals. Here you see coal fields. All of this is going on in England at about the same time. Look at this boom. In 100 years, look at the change. From 1 ton of coal being to 250 million tons of coal being mined. This is what we mean by a canal. This is Britain's earliest forms of transportation. These natural resources include coal, water, iron ore, rivers, good harbors, Britain had a system of banks to pay for the new business. They had a stable government, and trade gave British entrepreneurs the money. That's what they mean by capital, to open these new factories. And we start to see iron being made. Starts with pig iron, which is one way of making it. Hot blast is cheaper, pure. And then 1856, you get the Bessemer process that makes very strong, flexible steel. You have Richard Arkwright, the pioneer of the factory system. He invented the water frame. Again, what is industrialization? It happens because the agricultural revolution allows for it. And it's the move to machine production of goods. You're not making stuff by hand, you're using machines to make it. Where do you put those machines? In factories. Rigid schedule, 12 to 14-hour days, dangerous conditions. All right? Concentrates production in one place, located near the water because you need power, and takes a lot of money to get started. But once you get started, you can crank that project out. You should be able to answer this, and peace. Bye.